We're going to be awarding $1 million to randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election. One of the challenges we're having is like, well, how do we get people to know about this petition? Because the legacy media won't report on it. You know, not everyone's on X. So I figure, how do we get people to know about it? Well, this news, I think, is going to really fly. So.
Well, Elon found himself back in the news again. So as you guys may mention, I think not Donald Trump, Elon Musk had created some type of raffle system where he wants people to register to vote, and Democrats don't seem to like it very much. And Elon Musk has been public enemy #1. I think in this video I'm gonna highlight how hypocritical the Democratic Party is and how they kind of weaponize the government in a myriad of ways. My prime example I like to point as an example of this is Obama. You remember how Obama and the Democrats was bragging about how they went after big businesses, they're holding big businesses accountable. And I highlight how there's a political incentive for them to do that is because Obama was redirecting a lot of funds to left-wing organizations using the justice system. So he had an incentive to go after big businesses, corporate businesses, because he saw it as a way of extracting money out of them, and then use the money that he extracted out of them from them paying fines. And now imagine, majority of the money didn't even go to the people that were affected by fraud or misconduct from the businesses themselves. He used many of those funds to go fund left-wing advocate groups, progressive advocate groups in his system. And many people saw this as Obama's slush fund. Eric Holder was accused for using the justice system in a corrupt way. This is why many more conservatives and many informed voters see Eric Holder as corrupt, right? That essentially Democrats have not been doing anything new. They leverage the government, they leverage their power to swing things in their favor. And this is another example of this. And I'm gonna highlight this story because I forgot his name again. Josh Shapiro, no relation to Ben Shapiro, by the way. He is making a claim that he's advocating for the government to look into this. So before I show you the clip of him saying this, I want to highlight this story. The Soros family has funneled billions into U.S. political campaigns without facing any scrutiny from Governor Josh Shapiro. Yet the moment Elon Musk super PAC starts offering $1 million daily reward to a registered voter signing a petition in support of free speech, and essentially, this is something that he's advocating for, right? Because the Soros family has been advocating for social justice reform, right? Criminal justice reform, right? Putting all these progressive DAs, right? They've been putting billions of dollars to funnel these kind of politicians and into our positions of power, in our government. But Elon Musk wanting voters to sign a petition to support free speech, which actually goes against the Democratic agenda, because the Democrats are trying to censor speech because they don't like information that counters their information. Any information that counters the Democrat narrative is considered disinformation to a liberal. And that's the reality of our current politics today. And gun rights, Shapiro threatened to launch a criminal investigation. The difference? Soros contributions benefit Democrat politicians while Musk money goes to a different lucky voter each day. Make it make sense. But enough about me talking about it. Let's hear it from the horse's own mouth. Let's take a look.
Governor, let me ask you about a development we learned about overnight. Elon Musk says he will be giving away $1 million every day to random voters who sign his super PAC's petition. You are a former attorney general. Is this legal?
I think there are real questions with how he is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into the pockets of Pennsylvanians. That is deeply concerning. Look, Musk obviously has a right to be able to express his views. He's made it very, very clear that he supports Donald Trump. I don't, obviously we have a difference of opinion. I don't deny him that right. But when you start flowing this kind of money into politics, I think it raises serious questions that folks may want to take a look at.
I think it gets harder and harder to take Democrats very seriously, right? Josh Shapiro, admittedly, he said that, yeah, well, yeah, he's allowed to express his political views, but the amount of money he's spending is something that, the government should be taking a look at. But George Soros right now buys 220 radio stations before the election, gets fast tracked by the FCC. Imagine that. You go out and buy a radio station, it may take decades, because I believe a bunch of conservative Hispanics try to buy a radio station, and they're having a hard time, getting the process to move forward. But here's George Soros buying 220, and it gets fast tracked by the FCC, the media. This is fine. Elon Musk gets voters to sign a petition. Media, jail him. Because, like I said it in the intro, Elon's political contributions do not benefit Democrats. When Democrats come out here and spew, oh my God, someone's a threat to democracy. The code is threat to bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. That's what the Democrats are really defending. They're a bureaucracy. Look at the bureaucracy. When your contributions benefit the bureaucracy, right? The FCC, the deep state, as many conservatives will call the bureaucratic managerial state, the one that Vivek talks about a lot, that I see more and more as corrupt, especially many of these agencies are overwhelmingly dominated by one political side, Democrats. You see how the game is played. Think about it. How does a government allow government employees to be politically dominated by one of political affiliation? Make it make sense. We see it in the Department of Education. You see it in the FCC. I believe that if you're going to represent government, there should be a political quota in government where representation in government has to be 50%. It cannot go over that. I'm sorry. This is how it is. When you serve the public, you have to serve the public's interest. And it doesn't sound like an institution is serving a public interest when majority of the people that work in these agencies are majority Democrat. Make it make sense, right? You fast track somebody. You're giving preferential treatment because of someone's political affiliation. And because someone else's contributions kind of hurts your cause, because, like I stated in my previous videos of the day with Donald Trump, right? Elon Musk and many believe this sentiment. Good rule of thumb. Those who frequently use the word disinformation are the ones who's most likely to push it. So when Elon Musk is signing a petition on something that he believes in, free speech, and the Democrats don't want, because at the end of the day, free speech is a threat to the bureaucracy of the Democratic Party, because if you allow people to openly speak, then you also openly allow people to dissent from the party narrative. And this is something many people saw coming, right? Like years ago, not even years ago, months ago.
As I said, I really would prefer not to be in politics at all. The reason that I have stepped into the political arena this time is because I think the stakes are extremely fundamental. I think democracy is on the line. I think the Constitution is on the line. I fear that if Trump does not win, we're going to be, we're going to have a single-party state. It's going to be like California, but actually worse than California, because the one thing that keeps California from going even further than they do go is that people can move out of California and still be in America. But if you've got no place to move, then it's going to be much worse in California. And that's the danger that we face. Sort of an oppressive totalitarian state that has extreme restrictions on freedom of speech, that continues extreme overregulation, that just basically makes government even bigger than it is today, and takes away the liberty of the people.
I mean, this is what made Elon go into the political arena. Now, here's the follow-up clip of what I wanted to show you was how many people saw this coming. Many people know that the Democrats love to go after people. Like they love to go after people, right? And this is a quote from Fox News. You said that there's a lot of fat in government. So what agencies would you like to shut down? Trump, let me have you ask another person, because I'm going to have Elon Musk. This is the real reason why Democrats are looking at Elon Musk, right? This is why Elon Musk is on the top of their list. So I want to show you this clip, and then I'll follow up my final thoughts on it. Let's take a look.
There's going to be lawfare all over the place.
Absolutely. They're going to come for you.
Do you really think so, David?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
You don't
look, I'm
think
definitely not at the
Kamala
top of the
will?
list. Elon's at the top of the list, right?
Yeah,
So
he's
he
my
has
concern.
no choice but to go all in. They're already doing lawfare against him.
It's ridiculous.
But I think the point is just that if they're not defeated, they're going to keep doing it because there's no downside for it.
I will comment on the California Coastal Commission ruling that was based on Elon's political tweets, which is why they stopped additional launches out of Vandenberg.
What?
First of all, how
They
the
said that
California
out
Coastal
loud?
Commission has authority over Vandenberg and the operations, it just seems to me like there's something wrong. But as of now, they have the ability to block launches out of Vandenberg, which they did. And in their decision,
Santa
they said it
Barbara.
was because of Elon's political tweets.
I think it would be helpful to clarify for the record what the Commission's power is here today in the form of a federal consistency determination.
The Commission doesn't have unilateral authority to just deny this and stop it from happening.
But to bring in his political tweets to make a decision about the progress of SpaceX and allow public space to be used to further that cause and further that activity seems to me abhorrent, and it's ridiculous. And it's exactly what's wrong with the bureaucratic morass that a lot of these institutions have grown into.
She said the quiet part out loud. So
Yeah.
in a way, she does a favor, which is she acknowledged that all of this lawfare against SpaceX and Elon is political. She basically pleaded guilty to it. Look, she's proud of it because she doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. She thinks this is her job, is as a bureaucrat, she's supposed to punish people who tweet things that you're not supposed to say. That basically is what it comes down to. And I mean, this is the truth about lawfare. They're using the agencies of the federal government to exact reprisals against their political opponents. And if there's not a punishment for that, it's going to keep going.
And you wonder why Elon Musk is so gung-ho about Donald Trump. And the clip perfectly explains it. Sorry. Elon Musk has no choice but to go on in on Trump because of look at what you guys are doing. Merely because he expressed his political views, you're leveraging the government against him. Because if everything was flipped, if this was someone campaigning for Kamala Harris and they were throwing billions of dollars, oh wait, that's the person already exists. They're called the Soros family. And Republicans had control an institution in, let's say, Texas, and they did this stuff, the Democrats will be complaining the same way we're complaining about it right now. Lawfare with diagrams is a bar I never thought I would be saying. Lawfare against Elon Musk as gleefully described by the New York Times. Look at Tesla, the Transportation Department, Department of Justice, Labor, Interior, Agriculture, what you... Investigation Neuralink Agriculture. I thought you were supposed to be dealing with land. Independent agencies, National Labor Regulations Board, Equal Employment Opportunities Commission, Environmental. Imagine that. SpaceX. Secure. Like, the list goes on, guys. The list goes on. Like, y'all prove Trump right every time. And then you want to say Trump spreads disinformation when he's telling you the truth. Trump's like, yo, they're leveraging the lawfare against me, right? And then they don't want to believe right-wing influencers. The people who are telling you that Trump is going to go after his political opponents are currently doing Sunday shows and saying that Elon needs to go to prison. This is talking about Mark Cuban and some other guy, I forgot his name, but I'll show you in a reaction clip coming up. If you give these people one more inch, they will actually do everything they accuse Donald Trump of wanting to do. You can bank on that. Threat to democracy. For the Democrats, it's more likely threat to bureaucracy. That's the reality. Donald Trump is not a threat to democracy. He never was a threat to democracy. Democracy is how Donald Trump got elected in 2016. But Donald Trump's policies, Donald Trump's agenda is a threat to bureaucracy, though. It is a threat to bureaucracy. Hear me correctly, bureaucracy. And the bureaucracy is dominated by the political left, by Democrats. If you look at every institution, look at journalism, dominated by Democrats. Look at a lot of these agencies, like the federal trade commissions, dominated by the Democrats. Department of Education. If you look at the donations, they donate overwhelmingly to the Democratic Party, which I can then infer that these people overwhelmingly support Democrats. I just showed you the clip. You all saw the clip. They went after, just because of tweets, they made it harder for him to do business. George Soros contributed billions of dollars to the Democratic Party and making it more progressive They don't blink an eye. They don't give any kind of scrutiny to him because his contributions benefit the bureaucracy. Elon Musk, he contributes to a political cause he believes in, the same way Soros believes in criminal justice reform, criminal justice, right? Elon Musk believes in free speech and the 2A. Oh, we got to scrutinize his contributions to the political atmosphere. The Democrats, this is lawfare. This is discrimination because of someone's political affiliation. They're doing the same actions, but the same actions are judged differently. This is discrimination, right? If a black man did something wrong, he should go to jail. If a white man do something wrong, he don't go to jail. People will call that discrimination on racial lines. But when it comes to political lines, political affiliation, for some reason, our government that's supposed to represent us is giving disproportional outcomes based on someone's political affiliation on their actions. Make it make sense. Leftist, liberal. Liberals enable this. And this is the kind of enabling that liberals do. And I'm going to show you a clip with Bill Maher. I don't think I'm going to react too much to it because I want to wrap up this video. But I think it's good for people to see stuff like this.
Commissioner Carol Hart saying, we're dealing with a company, the head of which has aggressively injected himself into the presidential race and made it clear what his point of view is. Yes, because he lives in America, and he can do that. Yeah. It has nothing to do with this, and, you know, the right thinks that the left is in a very different place with free speech than they have been before, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. This is arrogant. You don't punish somebody. It would be like if we stopped Henry Ford from making the cars because we didn't like what
but can you take one anecdotal example? One idiot, right? Truly an idiot to stop.
This is not an idiot. This is someone with power.
An idiot with power is not
okay,
unusual.
Okay, but that's... Right.
No, but... And you're laughing. But I'll say Mark Cuban's an idiot with power, right? But it's all interpretation. It's all subjective. You can feel how you feel. But Joe Scarborough and him are going to make an argument for why he should go to jail. Or why what he's doing is different. Look at Mark Cuban's contributions to political affiliated people. Look at Joe Scarborough's donations to the Democratic Party. We can make the same thing about you. Why should I take my news from people who donate to the Democrat? Why should I listen to you? You're Democratic affiliated. You're incentivized to talk bad about another donor of another political affiliation. But you're not allowed to prosecute them because they express their views because you don't agree with them. This is the arrogance that I'm talking about with liberals. Political tribalism perfectly explains the lawfare that's going on right now. And if Donald Trump retaliates, many people will be like, well, you kind of did it first, Democrats. And this is why I'm saying, when they say, oh, Donald Trump's only out for revenge. Well, with Donald Trump's revenge and what we want aligns. And that's what the mainstream media is not getting. We want accountability on these government agencies that have done this stuff, that went along with this crap with the Democratic Party. And they don't see that we using Donald Trump's revenge as a leverage point to get what we want. But they don't think American voters are that smart. But I digress. Let me know your thoughts about what's going on with Elon Musk. Do you agree with it? Disagree with it? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the lawfare that's going on with Elon Musk and how differently they treat people based on how beneficial it is to the Democratic Party or not. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.